victim or victor? Which are you and which will you become? This New Year's musing has just one purpose: to provoke you at this very point in time to carefully reflect on your life, your career, your relationships, your family, your purpose, your values, and your legacy. I say this all because at this time of the year, I always try and present you with something a little bit deeper, something more controversial, challenging, and thoughtful. Lately, I've been deeply reflecting on an interesting dichotomy, or is it a conundrum? Possibly it's also even an irony. Well, what am I talking about today? You, your success, your happiness, your value as a human being. I've just been involved in 3 weeks of complex emotional experiences. First, I was working with a non-veterinary client who employs just on 100 people. That's a large business indeed. We've been working deeply in that business on performance enhancement issues, performance enhancement strategies for something like 20 different areas of the business. One of the key things that came out of these discussions is that you always have the ability in all of life to either be the victim or the victor. With the exception of acts of God, which account for maybe 1 or even 2%, perhaps 2% of life's occurrences, 98% of your life, your career, your marriage, your financial situation, your family matters, and your practice are all the results, entirely the results of either things you do or don't do. Let me repeat that just so that we're totally clear. Either things that you do or don't do. Let me phrase this a little bit differently so that you really get it. Everything that is in your life at the moment is because at some level you chose it. Seriously, as Tony Robbins says, you can change the course of a life, a relationship, a career in a heartbeat. If you truly want control, I believe that either you control your life or your life controls you. And it's the same with your veterinary career. And if you have one, it's the same with your veterinary practice. Either you control your career, your practice, or your career, your practice, they control you. Just think for a second. Which of those 2 situations is it for you? Life is an absolutely wonderful thing. You have the opportunity to do so many things, to be so many things, achieve so many things, influence so many things, and contribute to so many things. But far too many people today take the position of being a victim of the economy, a victim of bad choices, a victim of bad luck, a victim of bad upbringing, a victim of their partner, either their life partner or their business partner, etc., etc., a victim of etc. I say, so what? All we really have is from today forward. What we do with it really will determine who we are, and what we achieve. You can use the infinite possibility and the infinite opportunity that is here right now to grow, to add value, to contribute to people, contribute to pets, contribute to the world, or you can suck the life and emotion and the passion of everyone that's around you. My life has taught me many things. First, we are in absolute control of our fates and our destinies. In other words, I'm not a fatalist. If you don't like your life, you really can change it, even today. If you don't like your body, you really can change it with disciplined diet and exercise. If you don't like your relationship, you can change it or end it by taking meaningful corrective action. But most people would prefer lamenting, hoping, dreaming, remorsing, or wishing rather than doing whatever it takes. I've observed tens of thousands of unhappy, unsuccessful people, both in business and outside it. And I'm really, really sad to say that our veterinary industry seems to be overloaded with these people, overloaded with people that have this woe is me victim mentality. And guess what they almost all have in common? Nothing. Or more accurately, they do nothing meaningful to change their situation, to change their circumstances, or to change their plight. Buying a book you don't read or you don't implement on isn't something you should be proud of. Attending a seminar you don't follow through with isn't a great achievement either. And then paying a coach or a consultant for guidance that you don't use and don't follow isn't something to be proud of either. I think US football legend Fran Tarkenton said it best when he said, each and every day you've got to wrestle the bear to the ground and win out. Now, that bear is your issues, your problems, your challenges, your frustrations, your hopes and your dreams. When I first got married, we had a major personal disaster. I had absolutely no money at that stage, no insurance, and I didn't have a clue. And guess what? I took up an extra 3 nights teaching after hours at night in order to make enough money to pay the bills. Over the years, I've had 2 major cancers, as well as a number of other serious health issues, and some of them been well recorded in industry stuff in our industry. Guess what? I had to go on and did go on a disciplined regime of getting over it. I've had bad business partnerships. I either improved them, changed them, or moved on. I've been in personal situations which looked like dead ends, and I either changed things, reinvented myself, or found new areas of opportunity within the veterinary industry. It was never a piece of cake. Some of these things were an absolutely huge struggle, and to be honest, with some of them, I still struggle every single day. But this isn't about me, this is about you. We're right at the beginning of a new cusp, a new year, a new opportunity. That's a fact. What are you going to do with it? Are you one of those people who are going to continue to sit there and moan, woe is me? Or are you actually going to take some meaningful action? If you take meaningful action, then just be aware that it's not going to work perfectly the first time. You need to keep at it. It takes critical thinking. It takes courage. It takes commitment. It takes continuous forward motion and action. And then, of course, usually lots of course correction, because the first knee-jerk thing that we do doesn't typically produce the desired result that we want. And here's the real key. Most people fold, collapse, crash the first time that they hit any resistance, any setback, or in fact a slight non-success in any aspect of their lives. Is it any wonder that so few people achieve much or any of life's pleasures, life's payoffs, and the pursuit and the happiness and the outcome that they want? I hear you ask, what's my point here? There's nothing self-serving in this, I assure you. I'm not trying to set you up for an offer or something like that. Rather, I'm trying to set you up. That's true. But I'm trying to set you up for a better life, a richer relationship, a more enriching career, and a more joyous, prosperous, and fulfilling veterinary practice. I'm trying to tell you that all you have always had and wanted for yourself and for your family, you have available today, right now, at this very moment. And you are going to have it equally available to you throughout the rest of your life. Total, absolute, and magnificent control of almost everything you want, everything you crave, and or don't want and wish to improve. Now, you've just got to work out whether you're going to proact or react, whether you're going to initiate or contemplate, whether you're going to feel victim or whether you're going to feel victimized or empowerized is totally, completely, clearly up to you. Now, there's a story I'd like to end on here. It's a very old story, and most likely you know it, but it's very, very appropriate. And it's the story of two young Indian braves who wanted to embarrass the wise medicine man in their village. So they decided to take a small bird and hold it in their hands behind their backs. And then they were going to go to the medicine man and ask, was the bird alive or was it dead? And whichever way he answered, they planned on embarrassing the old medicine man, the wise man, because if he said the bird was alive, they'd break the bird's neck before they held it out to him. So when the young braves went to ask the wise man whether the bird was being held behind their backs was dead or alive, he simply replied, "The answer lies in your hands." And I want to conclude this musing today with the same encouragement, the same admonishment, and the same hopeful wish. Your fate, your happiness, your prosperity, your future, your health, they all lie in your hands. I hope sincerely that you will make the absolute most, the best of your life, because, my friend, you absolutely can. And that's all you've got. Now, before I sign off, I'd just like you to remember too that the process, the journey, rather than the destination, is what's really exciting, fulfilling, and important. I hope you set yourself up to have a fabulous 2019. Bye.